determined it based on 6 hours,
No.
not 7 or 8. You're saying it's
No,
it's
no,
6.
Mark. Our town clerk, the town board has established for many years, but certainly for this year as well, that our town clerk works from 9 to 1 every day.
Right.
That's 4 hours.
Correct.
There are towns who try to submit a 4-hour workday with this resolution to the Office of the State Controller, and the resolution was returned to them because you cannot define a workday as less than 6 hours. And so if you have a part-time employee and the position is less than 8 hours, you define it. If it's less than 6 hours, you have to define it by 6 hours. You cannot define it as a 4-hour workday.
Okay.
And you should not define it as a 7 or 8 hour workday, no matter how many hours the person in that position works.
Why not?
Because you just read, it is not defined by the log of the person. It is defined by the position that is created.
By the employer.
By the employer.
Okay.
That's correct. And so our town clerk, who is a part-time employee and is scheduled to work and is paid for 4 hours a day, often, while she often works more hours than that, she is not paid for them. She's not on per hour. She's a salaried employee. The shortest, the standard workday on hours per day that we can define for the town clerk's position in the town of Stanford is 6 hours a day.
Absolutely.
We cannot make it less.
Correct. That is.
Okay,
no
thank
argument
you.
there.
The bookkeeper is 8 hours a day. It obviously is a town board decision. I don't make these decisions single-handedly. I would not like to include our highway superintendent because I haven't had a chance to do the calculations on his log, his 3-month log. And I don't think it's good enough or correct to say, well, I really know he works this much. Of course I know he works that much. He works more than 8 hours a day. He works 10 or 12 hours a day if it's snowing. If it's snowing or raining and flooding and things are happening. But we're talking about filing a report with the Office of the State Controller. It does not disadvantage our highway superintendent if we file it next month. And we will do it correctly if we are audited, which the State Controller's Office does. And we say, well, we filed this, but we hadn't really read it yet.
Nobody's saying that.
So if I pass
That we would have to if we were audited.
Yeah.
Virginia.
It's suspended.
So if I pass away within the next month, my family gets nothing. Correct?
No,
Correct.
no, it's not correct.
You sure? Yes.
You just told us that he wouldn't get
Just
credit.
said-
You just told us he wouldn't get credit.
He already
Just
has a
said-
certain amount of
You know,
credits.
Jim, all right, I'm going to say something. I asked our highway superintendent 2 months ago for a log. I told him we needed him to keep a log, and I also told our assessor we needed a log. And I'm very fond of our highway superintendent. But, you know, these requirements were here. We were supposed to vote on this in July. Our highway superintendent and our assessor, who both are in the benefits program, were informed months ago that they needed to keep a 3-month log so that we could put them in the so we could put them on this resolution. And the answer was that they didn't really want to be bothered. All right? So.
Well, it doesn't answer the question as to why you said in July regarding the highway superintendent. I'm sorry. Clearly, he works an 8-hour day, and his credit should be calculated at 22.5 hours. You calculated it based on something. Now, that being said, I make a motion that we accept the resolution and add the highway superintendent for his standard workday at 8 hours, the bookkeeper at 8 hours, the town clerk at 6 hours, and the standard workdays be 20 hours for the bookkeeper, 20 days for the bookkeeper, 20 days for the superintendent, and 20 days for the clerk.
You mean 8, 8, and 6? This is standard workday. You're not,
8, 8, and 6, that's what I said.
I have one other question too.
Does anybody second the motion?
I just want to go.
We need to second the motion, then we can talk about it again. Do you second the motion? Mark made a motion.
Yes, second the motion, and we
Yeah.
can talk.
Well, wait a minute, don't tell him what to do.
I second
Be
the motion.
quiet, you've made
Don't-
your motion.
Don't second the motion.
No, just be quiet. You've made your
Excuse me,
motion.
Virginia, come on. Please.
Does someone want to second the motion? What is this game that's going on?
I second the motion.
Thank you, Chris. All right.
I just-
Now
I just
we're
wanted
open
to
for
ask a
discussion.
question. Now, we have one other person that works 6 hours a day, and that's Patty in the court. So
That has
now-
nothing to do with this resolution.
Doesn't have anything to do, in other words, she's out even though she's a member of the retirement system.
I've not been given her name.
Is she a member of the retirement system, Bonnie?
Yes, she's hourly.
She's hourly. She's not salaried.
Salary.
All right.
That's why.
And that's different.
Okay.
This is a resolution for people who have a standard workday who are salaried.
So that's the motion.
All right, and it's been seconded. All right, I have a comment to make. I had not done the calculations. I was told, all right, I'm new at this too, Mark. This is new to all of us. I'm new at this job. I was told that because we had a record of the workers who our highway department superintendent oversees, because we have their daily hours, that would be good enough to say that this was also Jim's. Makes sense. But it's not the same as a log. I was told that, I went with that, and then talked to the OSC's office, and they said, no, you need a log from each person. So there's a motion, and there is a second. Rita, would you call the question?
The motion was to accept this resolution, add the highway superintendent, and the bookkeeper, and the town clerk, and the highway superintendent, 20 days, 8 hours, 8 hours, and 6 hours. Seconded by Chris Klein.
Let me say one other comment before we vote, and that is that I would be perfectly happy to have a special meeting of the town board in 2 days, at the very earliest when we can do it, and to do a resolution for our highway superintendent, and not put it off for a month.
I'm working Saturday, can't do it.
I'm sorry?
I'm working Saturday, can't do it.
You've got a meeting on the 21st.
We do have a meeting on the 21st.
I would be happy to look at the information, and if we need to do a subsequent resolution next month to adjust it, that would be fine. Or a special meeting in 2 days if you want, or 3 days to adjust this resolution, this motion.
We do not have to have everybody at the town board at a special meeting. We need a quorum. We need a quorum. No, I would be happy to come in 2 days and do that.
Shouldn't we be addressing the resolution first and the motion first? before we
Well,
talk
I
about
think
it?
one might influence how one votes on the other. I would, what is today, Thursday, I would be willing to come Saturday and as a special meeting.
I won't be here.
And do the resolution.
I'd come. Can
Would you
make-
come, Mark?
No, I don't believe we need a special meeting. I think we should go through with the motion, vote on it, look at the information. If you have